So I have a question about joining a new community. Say someone is about to join a community, a new community, a new synagogue, and these people that are part of the synagogue are not, say, the most kosher people, but yet this place is the only place available for the person to achieve conversion subsequently. So I was wondering, how should the person behave if the person is studying true Judaism, like the one we're studying here? Because unfortunately, like basic Judaism these days is called
extreme.
Extreme. Exactly. It's very sad. So how should a person behave when we see this contrast on the behavior he has with the people that he's going to have to deal with?
Okay. So that's a very good question. So we must remember that as if you are like long enough around the non-kosher, semi-kosher, corrupted people, right, you're going to become one of them. What is the probability? Probability about 100%. So right, so we have to like distance ourselves as much as possible. On one hand, on the other hand, we have no choice. Like for example, I'll give you a better example. Maybe you have to go to work, and that's the only job available. Maybe other jobs, but in this job, you like it's semi-kosher. Like in my job, there were Christians and this and that, and Muslims, this like all this non-believers. But I that was a good job for me. It was paying my bills and paying many other people bills as well. Baruch Hashem, because I was able to give tzedakah. Big tzedakah, Baruch Hashem, but right. So it was very good for me. So I had to find the way how to survive. So on one hand, you're trying to be friendly, you're trying to be part of the company, try to part of the synagogue, but on another hand, you're very separate. So minimum requirement you participate in all of the events, like in some sense, right? So for example, there were meetings that they call holidays. Party. So they would like all of the bosses would come. So I have only a small office, but there was like a big organization with like many divisions. So I don't know how many people. I don't know. I have no idea. But on this holiday party, approximately at this time of the year, so they would all come and celebrate all the food, best food. They all sometimes they would remember me and say, if you want, we can provide kosher. Say, don't worry about kosher, shmosher. Yeah, don't worry, you do what you need to do. So of course, after the first the time they would forget, and I never went, right? But in some like meetings, like it was company meeting, and after that there is like a reception, drinks and stuff like that. So I would go to the meeting because there was no choice. Like boss said that you go, so you go around. Say hello, chat, 3 minutes, and I need to go to the bathroom, right? You out. So everybody saw that you were there and you're not there. So same is here in all of these places. So of course, if you have no choice, so you have no choice, you have no choice. You must be there, like here in my office, right? I must be there, but you try to minimize as much as possible. So on one hand, on the other hand, you have to show them that you participated in events, but participate in events, you can come and you can go. So you show that you were there, and that's it. And don't become too friendly with Rishaim, right? Because if everybody is like that, so they would see like what Shulchan Aruch says. It's like extreme. Like extreme. Like I don't know what the last time. I don't know. I'm trying to remember. Maybe somebody told me something. No, I mean I don't know. I don't talk to such a people. So somebody said yeah, and Rabbi, maybe we can be like what the guy said. Maybe we can socialize or like interact. Like I don't remember what phrase he said. I told this person, I said, apologize, Mister. I don't need any interaction. I don't need to be friends with the family. You want to learn Torah? I'm going to teach Torah, right? You want to like tell me what is? I do not care. I don't have time for that. Like I have so many messages like in line that I have to answer. I don't have time for that. You understand? So if you like limit this social part on one hand, but on another hand you show that you're part of the group, That's fine. So and try not to listen. Always mean to make this clip and always forget. BeEzrat HaShem, maybe I'll remember today to write down. Maybe not. I don't know. So about intake, it's very important. So we spoke about Ruvenschlitt, and it speaks many times about intake with our own eyes, right? Like be careful, like Shmir Sa'ayin, like what they see. But of course, mouth what we eat, but we don't maybe don't emphasize enough like what you hear actually. It's also intake, so we have to be very careful what we hear. And even if we're not going to believe what they said, it does not make any difference. It still can like settle in subconscious what this Rishaim is saying, and it's going to be in your mind, right? So me personally, I always in not on holidays and Shabbos in my headphones. So they asked me to join. The guy had a breakfast for his mother. Okay, so I like free food. Like there's too many people, you have to stand in line. I have my food. I have simple food. Have cereal, milk. I have whatever. I have my coffee. I'm fine. I don't need this simplest fancy schmancy food. You understand? But even go through that. So I put my headphones because so I would not hear exactly what people are talking about. Right. So that's. I also, me personally, always in this situation as well. So you have to not to hear what other people say. If they say, and you hear, it's going to settle your subconscious, and from one day, from nowhere, it's going to come to his conscious. It's like a fact, and you would not even remember why would you think so. Understand? So that's the balance. Try to do as minimum as possible. Look friendly and interact friendly. So if somebody wants to hear you out and not to feed their garbage, like yeah, so you can talk to them, right? Because but you remember, if they've been in this situation for a long time, they marinated in this situation. They think that you're crazy, and I'm crazy. Okay.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
No, you're welcome. That's I'm in the same situation. Don't, just so you know, it's been always like that. If you want to protect yourself, that's what you do.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
I have another question, sort of related to this, but there's more questions on the board, so just let me.
No, let's do the question. Go ahead. I don't want you to forget. Go ahead.
Thank you, Rabbi. No, I read in the Perkavos a few days ago, in a commentary on chapter 2, Mishnah 1, I guess it is, says a person must try to act in a way that others can emulate. But if he's far removed from a standard which others can replicate, for example, like, he gives an example that someone that gives away all his money to Tzedakah, which is something really hard / impossible to emulate, people will never be able to learn from his extreme example. I was wondering if the person behaves according to basic Judaism, which in the eyes of these people would be considered as if it was extreme. How should the person behave within the, say, like the boundaries of what can be emulated by others without losing his righteousness, without doing something improper, if the Rabbi knows what I mean. Like, I mean, if the person gets to these places, he cannot just be like in a bubble of holiness, if I'm explaining myself correctly.
No, you can be in a bubble of holiness. So you just come. For example, there are a few people in my shul. We come early, and we start praying. Like because the main minyan prays very fast. Yeah, you understand. So for me to start with them, Shmona Esra, it takes me 55 minutes. 55 minutes, 50 to 55 minutes to start Shmona Esra with them. You understand? So for me, it's not an option. So they pray. I don't tell them with what speed that they should pray. I'm like, it's their house in some sense. It's their territory, but I do my thing, and I don't to be bothered. And people over the years came over to me and say we were inspired, and we also changing our behavior a little. I don't know, they changed. I stand with my face to the wall with everybody in my back. So, but they say it was inspiring. Right? Even though it was not common before I came there. You understand? So you just do what you need to do. Don't care about the opinion too much, because you don't tell anybody what to do, and it's not over. Like it's not something like crazy. It's not like per person like start like praying with like a breast liver like in the middle of the woods and start yelling at HaShem. No, you just standing there. You pray. You came a little early. You're trying to. You did not finish, even though they finished. You need the extra 5-7 minutes. So you take you 5, 6, 7 extra minutes, whatever you need, and that's it. So I mean, for them it's extreme. For them it's extreme. There is no problem. Or for example, you don't talk. Everybody talk during the davening, after the davening, instead of the davening, and you don't talk. You understand? But people are going to notice. So they trying to ask you, are you okay? So no. And you show I'm praying, so they're going to leave you alone. Is it extra? It's not extra, but for them, for them it's extra. I think there is a parable. Was it from Chaim Shmulevitz? So, we'll get to the parable. Did I get the book? I think I got the book. I think I got the book. I did not open it yet, but I think this parable is there. I learned it in another class, but somebody else was reading from that book. So it was maybe you remember the parable, just a basic idea. It's about the people who were captured, right? Who were captured, and they would put in a dungeon, something like in this Gaza, right? That's for sure, right? And they actually had family, and they have some people, some children were born in this dungeon, right, under the ground. So people never saw the light, and never knew that there's another life outside of this one. So somehow, if I remember correctly, somebody they bring food like from the well, like lower down the food, so that they had the food. They did not have reason to go outside. And one guy went outside, and when he came back, so. Like it's very interesting story, and not for today. People did not believe him. Like what happened? Okay, so just because they are there and there is does not mean there is another world. You understand? That does not mean that everybody, that this guy who went outside or he came from outside, he has to believe conduct himself like these people from underground, right? So you can teach them a little. So of course, without pushing. You do your thing. If they want to ask the question, they ask the question.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
Did I answer the question, or you meant something?
Yes, absolutely, yes. Thank you very much, Rabbi. That comes very